We've all been bullied in some shape or form growing up, whether it was the name calling, the physical beatdowns, the never-ending your mama jokes. Either way, we probably all went through it, but my school was crazy. I saw people tied to trees for hours. I saw heads being swirly down the toilet, lunch boxes and school books hidden in sandpits, people yeeted into bins, almost everything you could think of. Now, I went to a grammar school, and for those of you that are not from the UK, a grammar school is a school for the academically elite kids, the brainiacs. Unfortunately, these schools were only for boys, no girls. The girls went to their own school. So imagine a school with no girls, only boys. The levels of bullying and chaos were just outrageous. And hearing this, you may think that I received the same treatment, but no, I actually got bullied for the dumbest reason ever. So let me take you back to September 2012. Summer's over and it's time to go back to school. Most kids would be upset by this, but to be honest, I was buzzing. I was kinda new to the country. I didn't have that many local friends, so summer holidays for me were boring. I would just play video games and binge eat. But at school, I was friends with everyone. I played 7-8 different sports. I thoroughly enjoyed my time at school. So it's day one, I enter the school, and the first thing that we have to do is go to an assembly. Now, these assemblies that we have at school is basically where the entire school sits down in one room on the floor while the headmaster welcomes us back, gives us news, tells us what to expect moving forward, blah, 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 you know, boring stuff. Anyways, the assembly ends, my best friend Reese comes up to me in the corridor and says, "Yo, Reshi, it was your birthday last month, wasn't it?" You know, he was a good enough friend to remember that it was my birthday a month ago. So he asks me, "What did you get for your birthday, bro? I bet you got something sick." Now, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've got Balkan parents, Romanian parents, and Christmas and birthdays are not anything really to get excited for presents wise. You know, all of my friends at school, when it got to Christmas or it got to their birthday, they were getting some wild stuff. PS4s, new bikes, tickets to watch Manchester United, Liverpool. But you know what I got for my birthday? A laptop charger. Oh, hell no! Now, you see, 1 month before my birthday, my laptop charger broke. And my parents thought it'd be a great idea to get me a new one, but they didn't just get me any laptop charger, they got me a universal laptop charger, peeps. A charger where you could change the ending of it and it could fit any laptop out there. 25 different endings to the laptop charger. But maybe my parents didn't really think about the fact that I've only got one laptop, people. So maybe to them it was a flex, but to me it was like, all right, cheers. Let's not be ungrateful. Thank you, mother. Thank you, father, for this birthday present. So I told my friend Reese, look, that's what I got for my birthday, bro. When I told him this, I looked at his face and I could see him just doing this. So I could tell he wanted to laugh at me then and there, but you know, he did a good job of holding it in. Anyway, the day goes by. It's just a standard day at school. The boring lessons, maths, English, science. At lunchtime, I like to play a bit of basketball. Like I said, I was very active. The day ends, I go home. We get to school the next day, boys. And this is the day where things start to go south. So on this day, my first class was history. I enjoyed history lessons at my school because the history teacher, she was looking fine, is all I'm saying. So yeah, I was excited to get to history. I walk into class, I'm one of the last ones to get in. I see everybody there. And the thing is, at my school, you didn't have to sit in a particular seat. You could change every time you went in there. So one day I might want to sit next to one friend. Another day I might want to sit next to someone else. But as I walk in, I've got my head down. I'm actually not looking at anyone. I've just got my head down. And I just hear, laptop charger. Sit with me, bro. Laptop charger. Come here, bro. At first, I don't think anything of it. I'm just like, all right, cool. And I look up and I realize that they're talking to me. They're calling me laptop charger. And you know, at first I froze. I was like, why are they calling me that? And then I realized that my best friend Reese, that I told this story to, he must have told other people, because how do they already know about what I got for my birthday? So yeah, this history lesson was annoying. No one was calling me Reshi. No one was saying, yo, Reshi, what's up, bro? Come sit next to me. Everyone was like, yo, laptop charger. How you doing? Laptop charger. Sit next to me. Yeah, laptop charger. You know, even when I wanted to put my hand up and answer a question, people would be like, oh yeah, laptop charger's got the answer. It was silly. It was just silly. And at first, I didn't really care that much. But this blew out of proportion. So this was fine. I could deal with this. This is a very low level of bullying. So after this class ended, I had something called form group. And this is like a weird mini class. I don't even know how to explain this. But basically, at my school, we would have 15 to 20 minutes where you hang out with people from other year groups in the same room. And it's the same people every day. It was really weird. I can't explain why we had these kind of classes. But yeah, so I had history and then I went over to my form group. So normally they take the register and you've got literally 2 or 3 people from every year. Year 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And when I walked into my form group, even they were calling me laptop charger. And again, these were random people from different year groups. So how did they know about this story? So I was getting confused. I was like, nah, bro, you must be trolling me. I must be getting fully trolled. What is going on? So this form group ends. I have another class. Things are okay. It gets to lunchtime. Like I told you boys, at lunchtime, I either like to play basketball and practice, or I'd go out onto the school field to play football. Now I need you to imagine that the school field we have at an all-boys school is massive, like absolutely humongous. Think of it of some like desert in America, but instead it's filled with grass and you can play football. Well, anyways, the school field at lunchtimes was always weird because every single year group would dominate a different area of the field. The year 7 and 8s would be over here, the year 9s here, 10s here, 11s would get the biggest portion and would just, you know, act like they're the big dogs on the field. But I kid you not, I go out onto the school field to play football, and at the time I was in like either year 8 or year 9. I've got a couple of different friend groups that I could play football with. As I'm going out onto the school field, multiple year groups, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, everyone's calling me laptop charger, everyone's shouting laptop charger at me. You know, I've got the ball at my feet, boys, and they're like, yo, laptop charger, yeah, pass the ball, laptop charger, over here. I'm not even joking. And I know what you lot are thinking. You're probably thinking, is that really bullying though? Well, I don't know. When you're being called laptop charger for a straight 2 months, guys, I was being called laptop charger for about 3 months. 3 months. Do you know how slowly 3 months goes, by the way? Do you know how slowly time goes for 3 months to go by? Literally, it took people 2 or 3 months to just forget about this story. And I don't know, I think that has to be one of the dumbest reasons to be bullied ever. So I told you at first, I didn't care that much, but when everyone at school, every year group was calling me laptop charger, it was really getting to me. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, the part where I crashed out was I had like a physics teacher that would think he's quite, you know, he'd always be quite funny. He'd always join in with the banter, right? So a few weeks down the line of being called laptop charger, I walk into my physics class, I take a seat, you know, 10, 15 minutes goes by. We do the register, the attendance to see has everyone turned up to this class. So the physics teacher, he's going through and he's saying everyone's name. Reese, Michael, Joe, James, yes sir, I'm present, yes sir, yes sir. And when he gets to me, instead of saying Reshi, he says laptop charger, present. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I did not find it funny, guys. Looking back, it's funny, but in the moment, I crashed out. I grabbed my bag, I yeeted it at the ceiling. Grabbed my bag, yeeted it at the ceiling. I was vexed, literally, bro. I was vexed. I literally just started crashing out so bad and I just stormed out the class. I stormed out the class. And the craziest part, when you like storm out of a class, you don't know where to go. You just feel like you've got the whole school to yourself. And the thing is, the school is empty, right? Because everyone is in classes. So every hallway, everywhere was just fully silent. I didn't know what to do, but I was mad. So basically what I did, as any angry pupil should, I went straight to the sports hall, which happened to be empty. I grabbed a bunch of basketballs out of the locker rooms and I just started yeeting them. Yeeting every single basketball across. Doof, doof, doof. I was going crazy. Well, anyways, long story short, the physics teacher, came and found me, shouted at me. He did also kind of apologize. He didn't think, he didn't think that I'd get so upset being called laptop charger. He calmed me down and I went back to class. And of course, when the other kids saw how bad I crashed out over being called laptop charger, what do you think they did? They were just calling me it even more. So as always, things got worse before they got better. So yeah, I just had to endure being called laptop charger for 2 or 3 months. And then all of a sudden, boom, overnight, it just seemed people forgot and just decided, this joke got boring. So yeah, nothing too crazy about this story, guys, but I just had to share what I feel is one of the dumbest reasons ever to get bullied. I'd be surprised if any of you were bullied for something stupider than that. If anyone's got an outrageous story, let me know in the comments. I'll be reading them all. But the moral of this story is, boys, especially if you're at a school filled with boys, but in any school in this world in general, don't show people that something is annoying you, because they're just gonna do it more. So anyone who's trying to tease you, anyone who's trying to bully you, if they can see that getting through your armor, they're piercing your armor, they're really getting to you, they're going to do it more. So just act nonchalant, act unbothered, act like you just don't care. So when I started getting called laptop charger, if I just was like, yeah, whatever, don't care, yeah, whatever, they probably would have stopped after 1 or 2 weeks. But because I was always getting like quite mad or quite annoyed, they were doing it and doing it and doing it, and that's why it lasted 2 or 3 months. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the story. I've got lots and lots of wild stories from my life, so I'll be telling you at least 2 or 3 stories a week. Let me know what you think in the comments. Much love, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, boys.